Do you know that there is a higher possibility that we are not truly aware of what we are actually adding to our inner being while staying hectically busy with the things around in our lives? And why we should not overlook this? And I'm gonna just share some thoughts about it. So let's get into the video. The idea of what makes our life meaningful and what makes us feel more alive is deeply connected to the how much aliveness we bring to our inner being while engaging with the things around us, but not to how much materially successful we are, not to how much fast we are climbing the ladder of life, not to how much we own actually. The time I had this sort of thoughts, it really helped me to remove all the clutter in my head, which was just overeating my head and like kind of over expecting from myself and somehow judging myself in some scenarios of life. If we just pay attention to our own parts or hidden patterns of us we have overlooked and sit with the different versions of ourselves and just kind of enter in the reflection bubble, I think it can become a best mirror to know a human being better and to understand all super silly people how they actually functions and to look at how everyone is functioning around us. And I got to tell you this, the time we start treasuring these kind of patterns or behaviors or kind of do some kind of reflective work on ourselves, we begin to feel compassionate towards everything. And literally I mean everything around us, even towards the people who are very imperfect, who have given us a bad impression in our life. And despite knowing that how much imperfectly we actually all are, we begin to feel compassionate towards everyone. You are just decluttering all your unhealthy thoughts or unhealthy habits that you have inherited in your being or in your behavior patterns actually. Since few years I have been obsessed, curious, or can say been gravitating towards the idea of how actually we are supposed to take care of our being while being hectically busy with the life. I have read few books of Sadhguru, which at that time really gave me a little push to start working on myself, kind of gave me a little perceptual shift. The one thing I actually like about his books that his description about things or anything is not coming out of place of belief. It's just basic simple perception which is very connected to the life, not somehow very heavily scientific terms or something else which works on a belief system. But those terms are very simple as things actually are. And the one thing I got to know from his book was a kind of exposure where I should know how to be more alive than I ever was. And I remember at the starting of my college years, I was putting a lot of time into uh, more of self reflective work or practices. I was journaling, I was doing I was listening to books, I was reading books, I was listening to people, and was thinking what kind of hole I am carrying, what kind of hole I'm carrying, and how can I fill that up. And I was also creating a room for that much of understanding and letting myself give a slower gentle pace to move through it. And at every point of our life, we no matter what we are actually doing, we are constantly going through certain kind of experiences, and those experiences exist on a spectrum. And that spectrum is basically lies from unpleasant side to pleasant side on its both edges. If we just look at it, all these kind of experiences actually formed based on our different factors like how we behave, how we perceive things, how we react or respond to different things, and how much kind of karma we actually carry within ourselves. We have also pleasant experiences too. But no matter how much or how many we have, sometimes it doesn't make any difference that when the consequences or the outcomes of that experiences, even it's pleasant, doesn't really add meaningful to our inner being. It just passes like in a snap. So, but it doesn't mean like even the pleasant experiences fail to add something meaningful in our being. But because experiences are not limited in a way to contribute something to our inner being, but the limitations lies in our behavior, in our perception, or how we actually see and how much aliveness or how much engagement we really are carrying. That's what makes a difference, I guess. And that's all I wanted to share. And if there's something that you have been curious about lately and wanting to share, please do comment on this video. And there's one more thing that I want to emphasize, that this being has its own algorithm. We should not overlook this. We should take care of this. Otherwise, we are gonna live through this life, but we are not gonna be alive actually. Don't worry, I'm also part of this cycle. I'm also going towards it, working on myself daily, every day. But I'm enjoying it. If you have made it to the end, thank you for listening me. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.
They say, hold on to the ones you love, keep them close to you. They say, hold on to this time we had, and let the light shine through.